Peer assessment is when you have a partner and you both look over your work and you both list the strengths and weaknesses and you fix it.
I feel like I'm next to a teacher, yet I can relate to my peer more because they're basically my age.
It was really helpful because sometimes you don't get your ideas straight and forget to include something. But when you look at the rubric, you know what you have to include.
Yeah, it helped me because I can see what I did wrong for myself, and then my peers and my friends or whatever, they can tell me so then I can become better, and they can also become better from reading my work.
Through this process, my grading over the years has gone higher for all my students. And it's not because I'm being a generous grader, it's because the kids are so involved in the independent process of learning through peer and self-assessment that they are able to really raise their grade to where they feel it needs to be.
Before I was really doing self-assessment, peer assessment, I wasn't really clear to myself what I was teaching. So if I wasn't clear about it, how are the students going to be clear about it? And then when I had to really sit down and think about that, it totally changed my approach to teaching and what the children learn.
So, how do you do peer assessment? One way to do peer assessment is to use the ladder of feedback created by David Perkins of Harvard University. This method provides a process of critique that guides students to generate kind, thoughtful, and effective feedback. The ladder of feedback asks students to formulate their assessments in the following way. First, questions of clarification, such as, am I reading this correctly? Second, comments on value. For example, what I think works really well is. Third, comments of concern, such as, what I worry about is. And fourth, suggestions for revision, i.e., maybe this part would work better if you. Students may also base their feedback on the rubric you have created with them for the assignment. It is critical that as students confer, you walk around your classroom to monitor progress and ensure that the ladder of feedback is properly applied, that each student is receiving useful feedback, and as importantly, when your class completes the peer assessment process, students will have ample time to revise their work.
Vocabulary that I would try to teach before assessment just never seemed to stick, and now it's like sticking, and they're using it naturally in their speaking. It's amazing that they're able to take ownership of their own work. It's no longer just depending on me to tell them what to do. They're making the decisions themselves.
Their advice sometimes is clearer to their peer because it's not coming from an adult, it's coming from someone that's really on their level. They're a little bit more comfortable to hear the criticism from their peer, as well as the values and compliments that is in their work from their peers.
And I'm always amazed at what they're able to articulate. It's often better than what I would say.
Peer assessment allows me to understand other people's opinion about my work, and because after self-assessment you think it's perfect, but then you have to make other people think it's perfect also. So you have to have a classmate or a group of people view it, so it can help you better understand other people's opinion, not just your own.
Actually, it makes me think, wow, I actually should change this. And in the end, my work turns out really good because of all the editing.
By trying assessment, you're going to learn what it is you're trying to teach.
The greatest discovery for me is how much power this gives my students as learners.